videos for all those fake ass bullshit skateboarders coming through, talking about representing New York. Ain't know where Malali's is. Don't know where the banks are.
He has a dream.
Never heard of Benji's in the project. Ain't hear about no shut. Y'all don't know what shut is. Fuck my.
The skateboard community has already said with a loud and clear voice, we are part of the hip-hop community.
Regardless if it was 1986 or if it's 1996, for you to be listening to hip-hop in your Walkman or on your fucking boombox at your skate spot is just like, it's organic. It's not like, it's expected maybe, say, if you're fucking from LA and you listen to The Descendants or fucking Butthole Surface. Like, that's just a given, just like listening to hip-hop in New York City being a skateboarder is a fucking given.
In the process, set into motion the East Coast's first black pro skaters.
Woo! Ha! Fuck y'all niggas ah!
What I've picked up from skateboarding is something that I think the whole world has never even got a chance to embrace due to certain religious boundaries, racial boundaries, and just a whole lot of BS.
I never really heard any racist type of shit on a skateboard. Like, I never heard, like, you fucking nigger from a white skater to a black skater, or you fucking stupid white boy. Like, I never heard that shit before. We were segregated within our own ethnic community. Like, you're a black dude, you're riding a skateboard with the white kids, get off that white boy shit.
You think you white?
Why are you doing such a white boy sport?
Oh, you doing that white boy shit, like, that's a no-no right there.
I was sitting on the couch and I saw a commercial and there was a kid with a skateboard and I was like, whoa, I want a skateboard. And I held an image of having a skateboard. And I asked my father, like, Dad, can I have a skateboard? And he was like, nah, man, that's not for you, that's for white kids.
And you can't let that peer pressure burn you up because it will eat you alive.
All the Chinese kids would hang out together, the Filipinos all hung out together, the white kids hung out together, the black kids all hung out together, and the skaters were all mixed races all hanging out together.
For me, skateboarding broke every racial and cultural and even socioeconomic, barrier that I could ever foresee, and it opened a world to me that included every race.
Everyone from the East Coast, we realized, was just like us, because all these guys came down. Harold Hunter, Justin Pierce, Keenan Milton, Stephen Callis. They show up at Embarcadero, gold teeth, skating in Timberlands, puffy jackets, and we're like, wow, these guys are crazy. First time I seen a skater with the gold grill, it was like in '92 or something.
At the same time, a young black skater from New York City moved to the West Coast and began turning heads with his unique style and skills.
One of my biggest influences, coming up in skateboarding, was Cream Campbell. Not only was he a black skater, but he brought his community into our community through the advertisement, through his videos. You really got the first urban feel in skateboarding from Cream.
He brought his whole ethnicity, his whole background into it.
He's as real as it gets when you talk about like street and hood and stuff.
Of course, there have been plenty of black skaters in the past, but no one that I thought stood out so much in the way that Cream did, that was really taking a new direction.
When he was at his peak, he definitely was like one of the big pros in skateboarding, just as a personality.
Cream was as big as it gets.
He didn't blow up because he was black, he blew up because his talent and his style was so fucking nasty that motherfuckers you had to recognize.
He's just like, a skateboard OG.
He set a crazy foundation. Because them was the dudes who just was fighting for it to be cool before me. You know what I mean? Like, they was the ones grinding it out. When it wasn't accepted in our community, it was the ones who was doing all the foundation. I didn't do nothing but just set a house on it.
He just came on the scene and killed it. He was totally a fresh, young face and just a ripper. And his style was so smooth and he was so good that he just blew everybody away. And the fact that he happened to be black, he happened to be black.
New York, whether you want to or not, you're gonna have hip-hop influences. Whether you're the punkest kid walking down the street or not, if you're from New York, you have that in you.
In the mid-90s, Chad Muska would enter the skateboard scene. With a unique style both on and off his board heavily influenced by urban culture, Muska would help redefine what skateboarding was to be.
In the mid-90s, when I first was coming up, I was this white kid showing up, wearing jerseys and rolled up swooshy pants and a ghetto blaster and, making beats and all this shit I was doing,
Yeah, that's right. Nah, I'm saying word up. I'm on this motherfucker right now with my man Chad. Best time that I ever had, you know what I'm saying? From the head to the feet, motherfucker, Muska beat.
Muska beats, coming through with them.
I met like my homeboy Chad Muska, you know what I mean? And he's like a professional skater. He get paid crazy money, you know what I mean? Chad actually did a rap album.
Muska is hip hop, as far as I'm concerned. I listened to his album. I heard Africa Bambaataa on it. Oh, KRS is on it. Oh, Kaz, Wu-Tang. Oh.
Chad would then go on to produce Muska Beats, a self-financed hip-hop album.
We got the portable studio together, set it up in the hotel, and everybody just came through and laid their tracks right there. From hip-hop being a part of my life this whole time, I was always DJing and all that stuff, and I started making beats. I didn't try to just grab anybody out there that was a rapper, you know? I tried to grab people that, to me, made a major influence on hip-hop culture and music. Basically, my whole goal with this project is to take the people that inspired me growing up and introduce them to the skateboard community.
Muska was ahead of his time. If he would have did that shit now, oh, it'd be a rap. But Muska was just so far ahead of his time. And I even told Muska, I said, man, if you would have did that shit now, ooh.
So I'm skating around, you know, Brooklyn area, and it's not the nicest neighborhood, and I see like a group of thugs, you know, and they're just staring at me, and I'm like, man, should I cross the street, or that's gonna look bitch? I can't cross the street, so I gotta walk through them. So I'm walking through, and they're staring at me, mad dogging me. I'm kind of keeping my ground, looking at them, and we're all talking like, hey, come here a second, come here. I'm like, shit, what's up, you know, and they're like looking at me, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get jacked, and they're all, you're that fool from Tony Hawk Pro Skater, aren't you? You know, and I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah, what's up there? Oh, no, check him out, let's get a photo. You know, so they all gathered me up and they're taking, so here I am, think I'm about to get jacked and jump in Brooklyn, and these guys want to take a picture with me.
As hip-hop and skateboarding both reached mainstream popularity, a small club in Manhattan began showcasing these two very unique art forms together under one roof.
That was just some next level shit to have a skateboard ramp in a club and the skaters just have free reign.
Going to the tunnel with your skateboard and you got some model chicks jockeying you. To me, I was like, what, dude? This is a change from Frisco, boy.
I remember that, and I remember the like hip hop dudes and thugs like tripping out. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And I walk up and there's this huge line. He's like, dude, how we getting? He's like, don't worry about it, bro. Skateboard. And we walk up and the guy's like, oh, you guys skate? Let us right in. I was like, what?
Not only did the mini ramp at the tunnel serve as entertainment for skateboarders, it was also a platform for hip-hop's up-and-coming stars.
The stage in the tunnel club was a fucking mini ramp, and before Tupac, Biggie, Gangstar, and all them niggas went on stage, we were skating the ramp, and then we stopped, they performed, and we skated the ramp.
78 miles away, in the city of brotherly love, a young kid would emerge from the North Philadelphia projects, further propelling the face of skateboarding.
Peppy kept saying, you gotta see this kid Stevie, you gotta see this kid Stevie. He's really sick.
He was very much on par with Kareem, just sort of in a different time era.
Stevie was one of those kids that I just knew, like right away from seeing him skate, that he's gonna be one of the best.
He was really small and he was called Little Stevie, and I thought that's like, okay, here's a little bit of like image involved with it too.
People that may have not known about Kareem or known about myself and the impact that we made in the skateboarding industry, then came Stevie Williams and was like, Stevie Williams, this, you know, black kid from Philly that's just thugged out.
At a time when being black and riding a skateboard would lead to ridicule, a chance encounter would open the floodgates to millions of new skaters.
I ran into these two kids that was skateboarding. And I never really tripped off of them. I just like, damn, wow, some black skateboarders or whatever. And then one day, like, I kind of bumped into them. They was teaching this other kid how to do an ollie.
I challenged my friend Hill to teach Steve how to ollie. And he said, you know, Save 2 will learn how to ollie before Steve.
I was like, all right, that's what's up.
So Steve got the board, we gave him the board, and I won the bet.
Every time I seen them dudes, I was like, yo, let me use your board, let me ride the skateboard. And they was like, you gotta get your own skateboard. He's like, you gotta get a professional skateboard. And I'm like, what the hell is a professional skateboard? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you know, the ones that go like that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the pro joint. How much them joints cost? He's like, oh, about $150. I'm like, damn, $150, that's a lot of money.
I'm from West Philly, he's from North Philly, Diamond Street projects, probably just as worse as my projects, all types of crazy. I just really didn't think he would really take it that serious.
Eventually I caught up, and that's how I got into skateboarding. Just like a bet and just like being determined. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get me a professional skateboard, you know what I mean?
And I remember Stevie, and he had on this wife beater, and it was all dirty and shit. And he was just like, yo, Jamal, man, these motherfuckers is trying to play me. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm soft, and this and this and this, and jerking around with the companies and stuff. And I was like, Stevie, come here, bro. I was like, yo, Digga, just skate, man. Stevie, just skate.
I like the style, and I like the way he skated and what he skated. His whole career, he's never needed to like jump down big rails and huge stairs. He just skates like ledges and flat and does it real well.
He kick flipped and caught him like up under his feet and then did tricks like backside tail slide or, you know, 360 flips were really good.
Stevie became good because there's something in him that did not give a fuck about the ridicule. Like I think he loved skating a little bit more than paying attention to the criticism that he got.
With Stevie's success, kids from all walks of life noticed a new outlet via skateboarding.
He didn't have to alter his style or his swagger in any sort of way. So I think that showed other kids in the hood like, yo, shit, he looks just like me, but he's got the ill skills. So, I mean, you know, it's a possibility. It's not just a wicked jump shot or being an MC no more. There's another avenue out.
My mom, she used to tell me, she used to always tell me to quit, because she used to go to the bars and the people around the neighborhood used to laugh at her because her son rode a skateboard. All my cousins used to be like, look at your pants. What you got them crazy ass pants on, and what you doing? How you ride a skateboard? How you white? Like, I'm just like, damn.
I didn't see Stevie for some years. This car pulls up and Stevie jumps out the car. This big old hockey jersey on his chain. And he's like, yo, Jamal. And I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, yo, that's my car. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, no, I'm skating. Like, I'm skating for like DC and stuff. I'm doing these things. Yes. And I'm like, that's what it is.
Got that call, boom. Yo, you can pick the Range Rover up. The whole day, the whole shit changed. Everything changed. Go around the way, they're like, damn, who that? You know what I mean? Go around my cousin way, and there's other drug dealers around there. There was one dude, had the same color car as me. But I went up there one day and somebody ran up on the car thinking it was him. And they was like, oh, my bad fam, my bad fam. So I knew I was in a whole different category. So I went around my cousin way. He was like, damn, I wish I would have started skating with you. I'm like, oh, but she was laughing though.
That's what it is, you know? Stevie Williams, I love you, my good brother. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You know, 13 circles in the mix. Only one Jesus Christ.
In the hood, you know, materialistic things symbolize success sometimes. But where I'm from, I could still be living with my mom in the room I grew up in. As long as I'm pushing that Range Rover, people see you doing your thing. So I kind of took that as like, all right, I am doing my thing, and people was feeling me on that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that 97 Platinum Range Rover, it's vicious. Sheesh. Shut them down.
With skateboarding's mainstream popularity, its fashion has reached beyond the skateboarding community.
Now you go through the trade show and there's all walks of life, all ethnicities. It's black, brown, white. I feel fashion's a much bigger component in skateboarding than in anything else. That's been the biggest change in skateboarding. There's actually fashions to choose from.
Now it's like, just as well as we go out to get dressed to go do something like hit the club or hit the movies, whatever, we didn't carry that onto our skateboards now.
People look at television as far as what they're gonna wear and all that stuff. But since skateboarding is getting so much TV time now, that made it a trend. That made it a fashion thing now.
It's not a trend. Once you open that door, it doesn't really close.
Homie TK came on our block with all like the ice cream stuff. And you feel me? It was in the hood, you feel me? That's back there when everybody was just wearing all that baggy stuff. But when he came through with boxes, you feel me? And he was skating, everybody thought like, oh, that's a good trend. So they just started jumping on skateboards, started wearing like tight clothes.
Oh, they don't even wear khaki suits no more. They don't even think about khaki suits no more. It's all about true religion. You know what I mean? That's total difference.
They willing to take that chance, you know what I'm saying? With, like you said, with the tight fit and all that, they willing to Days we wasn't taking chances like that. It was just sagging going on, and everybody wanted to be the hardest motherfucker coming out of their neighborhoods and all that.
Everybody loves fashion. Everybody like to be fly. It's all about that splash, that swag splash. You gotta love it, and every walk of life has its own type of fashion.
Industry is jumping over to skateboarding.
Looking at it like just like from 2 years ago, everybody clothes a lot baggier than, you know what I mean, now they True Religion's on, antique denims, like all that type stuff was more slimmed down, and all like, I feel like all them type of threads, they came from skateboarding.
Lil Wayne, he wears skate stuff, he be wearing DC stuff in his interviews. It's cool, they're just fans of the sport and they definitely bring attention to it, so I don't look at it as like, leave it, you know, it's good for us.
Lil Wayne, on the cover of Rides magazine, he's wearing our Misfits diamond shirt. That was huge. It's like, holy shit, this dude's on the cover wearing my shirt. You open up the magazine, there's like 5 or 6 pages of him just wearing the shirt,
Right.
and they actually talk about the shirt in the magazine.
For me, it's always cool to influence a wider group of people. It's always cool.
Expanding on his passion for skateboarding, Pharrell started the clothing line BBC and Ice Cream, his skateboard shoe line. The first skater Pharrell signed to Ice Cream was Terry Kennedy.
TK was just this little kid from Long Beach that just happened to come across skateboarding in Cherry Park. He was the kid that showed up and tried everybody's board that actually started skating.
Pharrell started saying skateboard P and all this and that. So that definitely like brought an initial like attention to it, and he's someone who actually skateboards and is good at it, and so he's someone who can show them who those people can look to.
Skateboarding, you just have to have will, mind power, dedication, and pace yourself, and find some people who will help you grow, you know, so you can have a new lane to make it out the hood on the skateboard, and TK is a prime example as our menu.
The playing field has been leveled in skateboarding, you know, in terms of what race you are, what culture you're from, or what city you came from. It's open to anyone now.
There's like only been a few black skaters who have found success as pros. And I do think that Terry represents everything. He's all encompassing in that, you know, he has the interesting backstory, and he comes from an underprivileged environment, and he is really truly succeeding and revered and respected by his peers.
Outside of my mom and grandmother, they always were trying to push me to play sports. You know, it's common. You know, coming up in Long Beach, Poly High, they sent most people to the NFL, NBA. So it's like, they was looking at me like, here go a ticket right here. Even when I was like in, you know, middle school or whatever.
I thought he really was gonna be a basketball player. But when we turned around, he was into skateboarding.
It's hard for TK growing up. Me too. Well, he managed to do what he do. Skateboard, that's his goal.
We moved all over Long Beach, 21st and Island, 10th and Lime, 10th Street in Ohio. I was in foster care for a little bit too. I was young, I was just running around the streets, running around the corners, just being bad.
I knew he was gonna make it when he was just determined. Like I said, every day, if he did ditch school, he was faithfully on his corner. That corner was like his second period. Whatever period he did, it was that period right there on that corner. It was out here till about 10, 11 o'clock at night. And if he was out here by himself, he was out here by himself.
Coming up in Long Beach, everybody in high school gangbang.
I shot before, so you know. No, I'm sitting at the bus stop, got shot, so you saw it around here.
My brothers do it, cousins, and everybody. So for me not to do it, like I'm saying, it just gave people an invitation to fuck with me. And then on top of that, like, oh, you skateboard? Like, nigga, why are you even doing this shit? Why are you even getting beat up behind this shit? Or why are you even taking a stand for this shit? Like, you tripping. Like, let this shit be. But in my eyes, I'm like, hell nah, man.
With TK's success, money quickly followed.
People hated the fact that, like, I really was making it in it. Like, just hated it. Like, because they little brother wanted to beat me now, and sister looked up to me now, and I'm with Pharrell, I'm with Bam, and I'm with, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like a, man, that's the kid I hated on all through high school, and man, fuck him. It was crazy too, is the night the Bam show aired, they shot my house up. Like the night this shit aired, I remember like, Grandma, gather around, like it's about to come on. Right after that shit, niggas shot up our house. That shit was scary. And my jaw snapped. I was like, fuck.
I just lost it, I don't know.
I thought it was gone.
When I walked into the emergency room, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, was his head off or what? And so I'm looking so hard until I couldn't even see him. I'm just looking. And he was saying, Grandma, here I am. And let me tell you something. The bullet went through his jaw right here. Didn't break a tooth.
It could have killed the nerves in my mouth and everything, but it got stuck luckily, and it didn't like hit none of my throat or none of that shit. Cause I could have been fooled.
He was skating with the bullet. Because he just hanging there. The doc wasn't ready to take it out right then, you know? So, you know, he just wanted to get all his swelling, everything around. So went back, the bullet just jumped out like that.
I still had people that ran with me and stood behind me no matter what. You know, because it's just like, nigga, we love you, T. Like, we been growing up just because you skate don't mean you're a different person.
His older brother said that, you know, well, you know, we got Terry's back. But I don't believe in all of that.
That's when I learned, like, I got to stop hanging around because it started turning into that. Like, dude, we'll do anything for you. This just because we don't know how to repay you. Like, you got everything you want. Like, nigga, we gangbang, so we'll do it, nigga. We'll shoot this nigga. We'll do this. And it's just like, that's when I was like, enough is enough. Like, I can't come around, man.
I mean, you come in your hood doing some shit that they don't understand or that they associate with, like, you know, another culture or another race, those things are gonna come up. I mean, it's quite natural, but I mean, like, you know, TK became good because there's something in him that didn't give a fuck about it.
Terry is just another kind of dude, man. He's just the epitome of making something out of nothing. And so many people, especially in the hood, are looking up to Terry as like, he's so popular in the culture.
I think he started a trend in Long Beach because, you know, he's from Long Beach and he made it, so they probably think, oh, I could be the next TK.
As far as the hood goes, you get on the TV, you accept that you made it. So after he got on the TV with it, it became official, like, oh, okay, well, now nobody can make fun of me.
And again, that's my little cousin right there. Little Phil. Yeah. Phil! Look at that.
Game.
Where you going, man? Where you come from? You here? Damn, that's what's up with your dad at.
Huh?
Your dad?
Home.
Yeah, you got some money, man?
Nah. I go be here right now.
Hey.
Thanks.
Your birthday passed?
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday. What you want, man?
Oh, man. Skateboards.
All right. Well, I get it.
Rolling with is fucking late.
Well, call me. I get it. All right.
I
love you, man. Be safe.
Amy, cuz.
That's my cousin right there, man. That's the shit I'm talking about. Fuck yeah. That made my day, man.
The movement.
God damn, that made my day right there.
The kids is definitely like psyched to skateboard, and seeing these urban people do it, yeah, to seeing like minorities do it, yeah, it gives them, they feel more accepted of doing it.
People like TK and people like Darren Harper and Stevie Williams, you know, you on TV doing this or doing that, and then they find the original, like what you came from. Oh, I'm a skater, or he's a skater. And then they get that outlook, you know what I'm saying? They're like, wow, you know what I'm saying? We can do this.
I used to do bets in the clubs with girls. Like, I give you 3 chances if you guess what I do. If you guess it, I'll buy you a bottle of Cristal, something like that. Nobody would get it. It was just like a game to play, you know what I mean? But since skateboarding has blown up so much, I can't play that game no more.
See like some girls now, they're like, oh, you skateboard, that's hot. Like, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're a skateboarder. I like, because when I grew up, it wasn't like that. Oh, you skateboard? Cool.
TK, like, gives like, you know, say a kid like maybe in Watts or something,
Like, he could tell his mom, I could be a professional skateboarder if I want to.
The one thing that Pharrell got me with, man, and he had me like stuck with, was the fact of me uplifting my society and my culture and people from my neighborhood.
I mean, we can make a statement on a skateboard much as possible, but outside of that, you still need something. You still need to be able to draw people in and say, you know what, I respect that.
First car I bought was a Jeep Cherokee. I always wanted a Jeep, and I put D's on it.
Then he got the money together. He bought the loft downtown.
To me, like, I feel like that was probably one of the best investments I'd have done outside of buying a house I bought in Victorville, because of like what they're gonna do with downtown LA. So I got that spot and we just rent it out now.
There's more exposure on the mainstream level. It's kind of more accepted culturally and still interesting. So there's still some growth potential there. I think it's just a variety of factors, but I think, you know, there's a lot of young people in this world and skateboarding's interesting to them.
The biggest change in the last 20 years of skateboarding would be the money.
Skateboarders can make money. You can make a legitimate earning and a life off of riding your skateboard.
Skateboarding at this point is you have to be a business person regardless of what level you're involved with.
There's fashion designers, you know, there's an accountant, there's a general manager, there's lawyers, like there's so many business opportunities. It's a regular business. You know, you can do whatever you want in the skateboard industry pretty much.
You take a job for pay, and I already do what I love doing, and if someone wants to pay me for that, I'm more than willing to do that.
At this point in skateboarding, the sky's the limit. There's so much you can do with skateboarding. Whether you want to make it within our industry, being a professional, riding a skateboard, there's always a job for that. There's design opportunities with it. You could become a shoe designer, a clothing designer. You could be a photographer that shoots the ads. You can be a web guy that develops the websites for a company. You could be a sales rep that sells the gear. There's so many opportunities within our industry now that you don't only have to be a professional skateboarder to make money off this industry.
I know they love skateboarding, but they love it, but at the same time, they do it for the money too.
The main thing I love about skating, like through all these years, how much it's changed, is the ability to make more money at it.
Having an agent, I've made a lot of money, and I don't feel I've ever sold my soul in doing so. Like baseball, there's no minimum. Like you don't get in the industry and just get this. There's no cap off either, which is cool. It's an endless opportunity. Like you can, you know, Tony Hawk's worth over $1 billion, so you can take it there or you can not.
A lot of these kids, they're doing it now as a fad, but it's good because some of the kids are actually gonna become really good at skateboarding and fall in love with it, and they're gonna be the next generation of skaters.
Of course I'm making money doing a commercial for Lincoln. Of course I'm making money hosting for the X Games, but I'm doing tastefully and I'm doing it correctly.
A skateboarder makes money by whatever brand or sponsorship he rides for or whatever. When I'm wearing my gear, whatever it is, DGK, Gold Wheels, whatever it is, one of my sponsors, and I'm out there promoting. So when they see it, if it looks cool on me, it's fresh, Lupe might see it on Darren Harper and say, oh, I must admit, he looking kind of fly in that DGK shirt.
You got all these people who come into skateboarding and want to take a slice of the pie, but if they don't know anything about it, it'll never fucking work. So they start throwing money at people who do know about it, you know, and that's how they get hip to it and they become credible and valid and stuff like that, because they gotta have people who know what's going on and what skateboarding's about.
Kids today are not living it, they just do it. You know what I mean? You don't do it. You know, Pharrell don't do music, he is music. You know what I mean? So anybody who's an aspiring producer, you have to live it, man. You know what I mean? Forget what he's making on a track, forget about his boat. He do it because he loves it. All that comes later.
I think street skating has made skating just become huge and stuff, and I think it's great because there's a lot of talented individuals that coming out of the ghettos. You know, the beginning of being a black skater was a little hard. It was a majority white sport. Until I was really came along, there wasn't any black skaters in the mainstream that they could sort of say, oh, I can do that.
Skateboarding is definitely a way out of the hood, you know what I mean? Because it builds character in you and it shows you life, you know what I mean? You have to fall and get back up and try it all over again.
It's created a whole new lane and a whole new opportunity for kids who maybe never thought that this was even feasible for them.
When you just look at it, if you think that skateboarding is just skateboarding, then you're just looking at it one-sided, when it's a whole bunch of different avenues that open up from just one situation.
It helps me in calming down, not to get in no fights for no reason.
Yeah, since skateboarding came around, I've seen less crime, everything seems to drop.
What up? Skate?
I'm a dog.
It's still pretty much the same. Like you have Bloods and Crips, you have different skateboarders that are competing against the same things, but it's just a different way of doing it. It's pretty much the same thing, but they just not dying from it.
I don't see it dying down no time soon. Now we got kids up in Harlem from off my block, got skateboards and practice skateboard tricks. I'm not saying there's a lot of them, but they are out there, and that wasn't happening 10, 15 years ago when I was coming up in the hood.
You have to have a passion for it, and your motive has to be a great skateboarder, and then the other stuff will be added to you.
Skateboarding can help you. It can make you fucking king of the world or your own world, or it can, chew you up and spit you out.
Skating definitely is like the university of diversity. It's so diverse now, man. And it wasn't like that back then.
And skateboarding makes me be all that I can be. Everything, I'm on a whole board.
To see somebody currently doing it is good because it turns on this whole new generation of younger kids onto skateboarding as well and makes them feel that they can do it too because all these other skaters are doing it.
I just know that I want to every day be better than I was yesterday. I want to be the best I can be at all times.
When I grew up, you couldn't look at your parents or like some teacher or some fucking counselor for that matter and tell them you want to be a professional skateboarder. They would laugh at you. They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? I think I had said it at one point, you know? I would say that and I wanted to be a drummer, and these people would look at me like I was crazy.